Thank you very much, Minister. Deputy Minister, do you have any comments before I turn it over to the floor? No? Okay. Mr. Harvey, I believe you are first up.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you both for being here today. I know, Minister, your schedule certainly is very active, and we really do appreciate the time you've spent to be here with us today. You know, I guess my question is related to the fact that our government was elected on the belief that the environment and the economy must be balanced. And we know that developing our resources and getting into the market benefits us all, creating jobs, spurring innovation, and ensuring that we have full value of our energy products. To support this and build Canadians' confidence in the environment and the regulatory process, our government has initiated a review of the environmental process and a full modernization of the National Energy Board. We've established an interim strategy to give greater certainty and public transparency to the review of the project. But Canadians want to make sure that we will still be able to fulfill our environmental responsibilities, that we can still meet our climate change commitments, and that we protect wildlife, and we are basing decisions on science and evidence. They also want to know that our Indigenous peoples will share in the benefit of resource development and be consulted throughout the process. Last week, our government announced several important decisions that will have a significant impact across this country, and you played a critical role in those decisions. They will create more good middle-class jobs while protecting environmentally sensitive areas. So my question to you, Minister, is can you please give us your thoughts to the committee on what steps are being taken to balance the protection of the environment while finding new markets for our resources and ensuring that they really work hand in hand?
Well, thank you for the question, and that's at the very heart, really, of establishing public confidence in what we do, because it's not possible anymore to invest in the economy without an eye on impact on our environment. And it's also possible, I think, to develop a more prosperous future while actually enhancing environmental sustainability. That leads the government to make significant investments in clean technology, relying on the innovative powers of the entrepreneur. We have taken very serious steps to ensure that environmental protection and economic development go hand in hand, and there are many examples within our budget, within policy statements that we've made. And also, I think it's very important to point out that just several weeks ago, the Prime Minister was in Vancouver and announced a $1.5 billion investment in the Ocean Protection Plan. And what's so important about that is that it has also led to very important partnership offers to Indigenous communities to be a part of first response, to be in part of protection of the coastline. Because I know from so much time that I have spent this year with Indigenous communities in the coast that it is that relationship with the land, the air, and the water that's fundamental as part of their responsibility to take what was given to them by generations who came before and to leave our environment in a better place. And to do so in ways that respects their traditional value, but also invites Indigenous peoples to be part of the process every step of the way. And that's what the Ocean Protection Plan does. On the climate file, I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've announced some very important measures across the Canadian economy, working with the provinces and the territories. Everybody knows that the Prime Minister will be sitting down with leaders at the end of this week to talk about a pan-Canadian approach. You know that we have announced the phase-out of coal by 2030. You know that we will sign equivalency agreements with the provinces because we think it's so important that the provinces, within their own jurisdiction, take the leadership role. So, working with the leaders of other jurisdictions, working with Indigenous communities, we believe that we will satisfy those three pillars: economic growth, environmental sustainability, working with Indigenous peoples.
I'm going to give the rest of my time to Mr. Lemieux. I know he has a question.
Merci, TJ.